Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Vechain familia. Appreciate all the love. Again, let's talk about what's happening with Vechain right now. I'm sure at this point, everyone is well aware as to what has happened with the markets. I've even given you guys on this channel market analysis update, pretty much covering the entire market and how it has had an impact on pretty much everything. But we're going to solely talk about Vechain in this update. And again, shout out to the Vechain family for showing a lot of love. Make sure you guys are subscribed down below, and we will be giving you guys more updates on Vechain. But again, if we're looking across the board right now, once again, market shifting back into the red. We were seeing a few green a few hours back. I would say like an hour back, we were seeing few green coins. But again, right now, market's again shifting back towards the downside. It kind of goes back to what I said. Pay attention to Bitcoin. We're in a weekend. On the weekends, more manipulation than usual. SCME futures are closed, but let's take a look at what's happening with Vechain. Down about 1% in USD, down about 0.5% in Bitcoin comparative. Price up 1.75 cents. The valuation 1.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume sitting at about 57 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. As far as the dominance is concerned, again, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a brief rundown as to what ended up happening. Of course, you guys can see, we did see a major spike within the dominance. It shouldn't be a surprise because Bitcoin saw a 16 to 17% pullback, as you can see across the board, which took us back down to $102,000. So it kind of goes unsaid as to, what happened with the dominance. Kind of speaks for itself, and you can see for yourself, the price of Bitcoin, it did make its way down to 102, but since then we were able to recover back into the 23.6 fib zone. But if you've been following the channel, you guys notice I'm talking about one specific thing from happening. Even though we're back into the 23.6, I still do believe there is a chance for the price of Bitcoin to fill this wick, and I'm going to stick to that unless, of course, Bitcoin reaches crucial levels, especially above 117, and of course the new confirmation zone at $122,000. Until then, I still do believe after you see wicks like this, guys, Bitcoin generally does tend to try to fill itself. I don't think altcoins are going to fill that wick. I saw one comment coming in, but I don't think altcoins would, because the reason why I don't think altcoins would, because this initial reaction that happened, and it took altcoins down 60, 70%, depending on which altcoin you're looking at. Even if Bitcoin were to, tumble towards the downside, I don't think it's going to happen just in one spike, unless, of course, we do see another flash. But if it were to, retrace down here, I do believe it's going to be, a gradual, pullback. Maybe we come down to 108. Most importantly, the 107 drop in below here. Then I think, we can slowly get back down here. So I don't think it's going to be as sharp as to what we saw. This was literally in 5 minutes, a 17% pullback in 5 minutes for, Bitcoin, which caused the dominance to spike up again in 5 minutes. Altcoins literally got just completely wrecked. And so that's why I personally think not a lot of altcoins are going to fill that wick in, but that does not mean altcoin can't go lower, especially if Bitcoin starts retesting those lows. But let's take a closer look and see what happened with Vechain. So, wow. So Vechain price went down below a penny. Below a penny. And what if I told you not a lot of people caught this? Because like I said, lasted 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and a lot of people tried to, and this is another conversation a lot of people are having within the crypto space. When this happened, some people actually rushed onto the exchanges to either buy more or like sell, but they weren't unable to because exchanges crashed. So now that's bringing up more questions like, what's going on with these exchanges? Like, can they not hold up this type of, pullback? But again, we need to keep in mind, we're talking about the largest liquidation in the crypto space. So that's something we want to keep in mind. But the price of Vechain fell below 1 cent, retesting levels we haven't seen since 2020. Guys, are we understanding this? This is why it's such a big drop. Last time the price was here was 5 years ago almost. Are we realizing this? And since then, again, I don't think anyone's buy order got placed here. If you got lucky, then you literally made 75% instantly, like literally instantly. But the price of Vechain at about 1.7 cents, obviously you can see for yourself, we're retesting some key resistance. But ultimately, you guys know at this point which level we want to be above, and that is, of course, the 2.1 cents, only about a 23% move from where we currently are. Vechain kind of stabilizing itself, nicely as where we currently are based off of the market structure. But I think breaking above here takes us back up to 2.1 cents quite fast, and that's pretty much where we need to be right now. But right now, you want to be paying very close attention to Bitcoin, because again, if Bitcoin drops below the 23.6, I do believe VeChain might retest at 1.5 cents. Again, a level we haven't seen since 2023, and that is still a move of about 16.2%. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see a sharp wick like this unless, of course, Bitcoin sees a flash pullback. I still do believe market is going to recover. I still am thinking, this manipulation did obviously occur. I think the market is going to rebound from this, but it's not going to happen overnight. I still do think we're going to see some choppiness. More retail is, going to get, impacted by this. That's pretty much the main goal of these market makers. But people that held spot, guys, they're still holding their coins, even though the portfolio is down. Every coin went down. Everyone's portfolio is down, but VeChain has held its ground. VeChain. I'm sorry, what I mean by VeChain has held its ground is if you have spot VeChain, you're chilling still because you still have your coins. It's not like it got wiped out. And this should be an example, a learning lesson for a lot of people that you don't want to leverage trade. But we want to get back into this 2.1 cents price point. From a dollar cost averaging perspective, if you want to look at it from our, yearly high of last year, the price is down right now about 80%. So in terms of a dollar cost average, everything at this point is, on a mega sale. Again, if you had some, extra money laying around to dollar cost average in, and their opportunity is there for you as long as you've done your due diligence research and are investing where you can afford to lose. Again, the opportunity is definitely there right now, but that does not mean we can't see more downside because Bitcoin, is still at some critical levels. But again, if you're just going to be waiting for a perfect time, no one really knows that. This is where dollar cost averaging comes into play. But that's how I'm currently taking a look at. I know it's unfortunate the entire market reacted to this, not just VeChain. We got to take it one step at a time right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys personally think. Again, I've already highlighted to you guys, I personally don't think VeChain can reach an all-time high this cycle. This cycle might be extended a little bit longer. I know some people are talking about the cycle is over, this and that, yada, yada, yada. I think otherwise. I still do believe. I know this might be crazy to sound like to some people, but I still do believe market will rebound. That's my own personal opinion. And I do believe this could maybe extend to, Jan, Feb, which is something I've already been discussing. But again, only time is going to tell. Bear market is still going to come. Altcoins are still going to get impacted. This is where your strategy comes into play. But I think, after this major pullback, once Bitcoin kind of stabilizes itself, we are going to see market, pushing back towards the upside. But again, that's my own personal opinion. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.